Hello, welcome back to Anne-Marie Sews. You are in my sewing room and we have got our VIP guest in again today, Benji, who he's just had a little treat and thinks there might be more, but I'm afraid he has eaten it all up. That's it, it's all gone now, Benji. So we're here today for an makes video. This has been a long time coming. I have been meaning to record a makes video for a few weeks, but for one reason or another it's not happened. But I have now finally got all of my makes that I can show you here. There's a make that I can't show you because it's been gifted, but I will put a photo in of that one. Yes, I feel like subtitling this one Anne-Marie can't sew because, well, you will see. Right, let's get started. So the first thing I'll tell you about is the thing I can't show you because I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Oh, Benji, you're so cute. I'm sorry about that. Benji was just investigating to see if I'd left any treat anywhere for him. I have not. Yeah, still no treat anywhere. Benji has been a bit poorly over the summer with a couple of eye conditions. And I have a feeling one of the problems might be coming back. There you go, Benji. Right, anyway, back to the makes. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about I can't show you because it was a gift for my nephew. I have been planning on making this for a very long time, but I've not had an awful lot of sewing time. So I've been going to a group on a Monday evening where I was going to sew it up, but because it was jersey, a lot of it was going to be on the overlocker, which is really noisy and antisocial, so I kept putting it off. Anyway, during the summer holidays I finally got around to making it, and it's a lovely hoodie and it's a pattern. I don't know what the pattern is. Bear with me 1 minute, I'm gonna have to find it. Right, I'm very sorry about that. I had to go and find out what the hoodie was called because I had completely forgotten. It's a free hoodie pattern by Sweet Red Poppy, and it's just called the Hoodie. I've made it in a size 14, which he's 10. But that one still fits in the width. I'd made it for him before, so I knew that it was okay in the width, but it was a little bit short in the arms. I think he likes a longer arm anyway, but there wasn't any growing room in it basically. So I've added a couple of inches to the length of the sleeves and the length of the body. So we'll put a picture up here, but yeah, that was in a fabric with all game controller things on it. He quite likes his gaming. It's a 10-year-old boy, which 10-year-old boy doesn't? So that was a successful make. That wasn't one of my first makes. I'm not doing this in any particular order. Then I will move on to something else that was successful. So I had this lovely fabric from So Hayley Jane. This was I think it was the blackberry colourway of the gold dew dots. It's got the little gold flecks on there. I think you can just about see them shining in the light there. And I had already got this made up as a top, which I never wore. So here's the top. Now I've come to realise it is actually a slightly different shade. Obviously it was brought at a different time, because I've had this one made up for over a year. It's got some nice specky seamstress bias binding in there, upside down of course. So I'd had that made up for quite a while. I never really wore it because although the gold dots make it a bit more dressed up, I didn't feel it was dressed up. I felt like it was more like a pyjama top. I think that's because it's double gauze. So when I got my metre of this fabric in So Hayley Jane, I was like, I know, I'll make a pair of shorts to go with that top so I can wear a pair of pyjamas. So I've made those up. They were very successful. I have worn them quite a few times. Just a simple pair of shorts with elastic waistband. I use the 5004 or 5 out of 4 patterns pyjama pants. I just shortened them at a length that I liked. I've got a little label in there which is from MS for Make, I think it was called, which is now closed down. I got them in the sale when they were closing down. So these were really lovely, but then I put them in the wash. They'd been washed a few times, but I put them in the wash one day, not thinking about it, and I put it on a hotter wash for some reason. I can't remember why. Anyway, obviously now, as you can see, the gold dots are no longer gold. They are now just glue dots. So, note to self, when you've got something gold metallic on your fabric, make sure you don't wash it at anything higher than 40 because it doesn't like it. They will still be worn as pyjamas. It doesn't matter, does it really? But I was a bit disappointed because I'd done that a few days after I was originally going to film this vlog. So had I filmed the vlog when I was meant to, they would still be gold. But there you go. So, note to self, make sure you don't overwash over 40 degrees. So that was those. Then I'll talk to you about something that was really not very successful. So I was wanting a new, like, summery top, viscose. Originally I wanted a cream one to go with some skirts that I've got for summer. So I thought I'd use the Brunch blouse. And also it doesn't use up a lot of fabric, so I thought all of the So Hayley Jane fabrics I've had recently that are like a viscose, that would be a perfect pattern. So I made one up in a cream viscose. I've made it before, I was fairly confident, just made it up in the fabric that I wanted in. It was awful. I don't know what happened to the bust darts, but they were in completely the wrong place. So then I thought, right, we'll have another go. So I've got this fabric which was from one of the So Hayley Jane boxes. I think this was possibly June's box. It was the, I can't remember what the theme was called now. Darling Buds of May. Oh, so maybe it was May. Anyway, no, maybe it wasn't Darling Buds of May. What was it called? I'll put it in down here if I remember. Anyway, so I've got this lovely fabric. So I've made it up again. I'm very sorry, it's a bit creased because it's been folded up waiting for me to do this vlog. I didn't want to wear it and then it be in the wash when I wanted to come to do this. But I had such a fight with it. I think I pulled the darts out of it about 3 or 4 times and I'm still not happy with them. The bust darts are just in completely the wrong place. I don't know what's happened. They weren't in the first 2 or 3 versions I've made of this top. But anyway, they are there. They look okay. Not great. So this is, I'm afraid, going to be another pyjama top. So there we go. That is that top. top made up. Again, very, very creased because it's just been folded up waiting for me to film a vlog. Now on to some more successful makes. So I've mentioned that I've been going to a sewing group on a Monday night, and one of the ladies was making the Sabina skirt by the Little Pomegranate. So I thought, well, there was a few of us thought, actually, let's all have a go at making it together. So we all chose our fabrics, which was quite a difficult choice actually, because I'd got quite a few. And we started it in August, so it was a summery make. But I was also very aware that, you know, summer's not going to last forever. We are going to be coming into autumn soon. So this is my Little Pomegranate Sabina skirt, which you might recognise as a So Hayley Jane fabric from last year. It's a lovely geometric print. It has pockets. I very rarely make anything with pockets. Sorry, that is the wrong way round. There's the front, there's the pockets. They're really big, roomy pockets, and they are sewn into the waistband. I can just show you there. So that's them sewn in there, and look at the size of that pocket. They are huge. So yeah, I don't ever sew pockets, but this skirt made sense. It had pockets. It's not my sort of style, like not a style I would normally go for. I tend to wear leggings, don't tend to really wear skirts. When I do, it's more pencil skirt. Yeah, I don't tend to wear like floaty skirts. I definitely don't tend to wear long skirts, and generally speaking I reach for a more of a floral print. I wouldn't say that I'm a very geometric sort of person, but this one, I loved the colours in it, the reds and the oranges for the autumn, so I thought that'd be really nice. But it's still lightweight and floaty, so I could wear it in the summer, like whilst we'd still got the summer weather. But I have only worn this once since I made it, which was last week. We finished our skirts 2 weeks ago. So last week I wore it to work, and then I'm very sorry. I think that was my partner closing the door. I don't know why it was open. I thought I left it closed, but oh yeah. Yeah, we made it 2 weeks ago, so I wore it last Monday to work and then to the sewing group afterwards, and I had lots of people comment on it, and I'd like to say compliment me on it, but nobody said anything bad about it. But I wasn't sure whether people were commenting because they liked it, or whether they were commenting because it was not very me, and it was just very noticeable. And one person did comment that she'd never seen me in a long floaty skirt before, and that the colours weren't colours that I would normally wear. And I was like, so is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. But I like the skirt, and I'm not going to let what other people think sway me. The only thing about it is I think I didn't have the right width of elastic at the time I had ordered it. It arrived about half an hour after I left the house on the day that I put the elastic in. So my elastic is only half, well, not quite half, but it's just over half the width of the waistband. And I don't think the elastic is short enough. I think I could actually take a couple of inches out of the elastic there and it still be very comfortable. So one day I might pull the waistband off of that, but I'm not about to do that anytime soon. So anyway, I'll put a clip in of me wearing it up here. And I've just styled it with it was a ready to wear like roll neck top, a bit like this one, but black, ready to wear. Yeah, and I thought it looked okay with that. For a more autumn sort of style. For the summer I'd probably just wear like a black camisole with it. if I can ever make one with the bust darts in the right place, of course. Right, the last two makes. I had brought this fabric over a year ago from, I think it was from Fabric Styles. My friend had asked if I would make her daughter a dress in the same style of one of the dresses I was wearing. She said that she would love that sort of style. So I let her daughter pick the fabric out, and I loved the fabric. So I decided to buy enough that I could have something made out of the same fabric. So I made, oh, Benji's back. Can I have this back? I prefer that you didn't walk over my dress. Thank you. Do you want me to move the hanger out of your way? So the dress I had made previously that my friend had seen was a free one that I'd made up for the Frugal Dress Challenge a couple of years ago. Her daughter wanted something similar, but her daughter is a lot taller than me and a little bit broader than me. I had made the biggest size on that pattern, and I think I was actually out of the measurements for it as well. But you know, it's a knit dress, it worked. But for her, I knew that wasn't going to work, so I actually took the top of the Patterns for Pirates wiggle dress and I used that, and it worked really well. And bearing in mind that I made it without her being there to fit it to, I think it fitted quite well, and she's worn it out a few times, and she seems very happy with her dress. So when I picked this fabric up again recently, I was like, right, I'm going to make my dress. And I decided to go with the same dress pattern that I'd made before, which is, I don't know, I'm really not very good with these pattern names. I'll put it down below because I don't think my partner's going to be very happy if I have to keep telling him to cut this bit out and cut that bit out. So I'll put it in the bottom, or ask him to put it in the bottom when I've worked it out. So this is the dress. It's this beautiful greeny colour. I don't think that's coming up very, I don't think that's showing the right colour on there. It is a greeny, tealy, petrol-y colour, with these beautiful tropical flowers on it. I don't think it had a right way up. I did play with it a bit to see if I could work out what the right way up, what the wrong way up was. I don't think it had a right and a wrong way. So it's got another one of those little handmade labels in, which has got the flowers on the back. Again from Emma's for Make, or Emma's for Makers. And it's a fitted bodice, sleeveless, and then it has got a full circle skirt on it, which I cut out of two pieces so that I wouldn't have it being too obvious that the pattern was upside down. But I don't think it, like I said, I don't think there was a right and a wrong way up on it, except for obviously if I'd got like these purpley coloured flowers facing one way on one side and then on the other side the other way, it would have looked a bit funny. But a lot of the flowers, like these, I actually have no idea what any of these flowers would be called. There's quite a few of them on here anyway, but they're in the pattern different ways up across the fabric, so it didn't really matter. So I made that, but then I couldn't waste any of the fabric, and there was still quite a bit of it left, and I thought, you know what, it would make a really nice pencil skirt. So I picked up the Patterns for Pirates pencil skirt. Again, I've made that for myself before. I checked all the measurements. I think I still fitted into the same size, just about. Maybe did I size up? No, I think I used the same pattern that I'd already got cut out. So I cut it all out, and there was still a bit more fabric left, but not enough to make another garment out of. So picked up my trusty Patterns for Pirates wiggle dress. I cut out the crop top version, and I have attached the crop top to the wiggle skirt, and this is the dress. So it's got a fairly high neck on the front, but in the back it has got a much lower scoop neck. It's then got the waistband of the pencil skirt with the pencil skirt below. The back of the wiggle has a seam in it for shaping, which was quite handy because I didn't have enough to cut. I wouldn't have had enough to cut a bodice back on the fold, so it had to be pieced together anyway because of that. And then obviously the waistband had a seam in it as well, which I managed to cut it out as one whole thing and just have the one seam in it, which was quite handy. So I've got the seam of the back of the bodice lined up with the seam of the waistband, lined up with the seam in the back of the skirt, which again, the skirt's got that for a little bit of shaping, particularly around the waist. So there we go. And I think I did an alright job of matching the seam lines up. You can see there. The waistband does look like it's not quite lined up, but I think that is because the waistband is actually doubled, and I'm wondering if maybe I should have just done the single waistband and not doubled it over like that. But obviously if you were making a skirt you need the double width for, anyway. So that is so I've made 2 dresses for myself out of that, and a dress for my friend's daughter. And I can't remember how much I brought. I want to say I brought 4 meters, but then I don't think I could have got 3 dresses out of 4 meters, so maybe I got 6. Yeah, I must have had 6 meters. So that is all of my summer makes, and I will be back on again soon with several videos planned. Oh no, I've forgotten another make. So I did pattern test. I won't say what it was for or the company. I don't think that would be very fair. It did not work out very well, and I have decided that I am not going to be pattern testing again, because I've pattern tested 3 patterns this year where they just did not work out. This one was a blouse, and luckily I did it in I thought I had it next to me. This one I did in a cheap poly cotton, so it's like no love lost there with the fabric, but the bust darts were far too low. Like, I could have had another boob underneath my breast and it would have fitted that one boob, not the one that is currently there. And I wouldn't say that I've got particularly high bust. And I was looking at the pattern because I would like to make it work, but I just can't see how the bust was so low on it. I think I could probably have taken out, on the pattern above the bust start there is probably about 3 inches, so you could probably take a couple of inches out of there, but I still don't feel like it would have sat in the right place. Maybe the armhole's a bit low, I don't know, because anyway, it didn't work, and the arms were really tight on me, which is not a problem I've ever had before, so that was all a bit strange. So I've decided I'm not going to be pattern testing again. Anyway, back to future videos. So there will be a Think Pink box unboxing coming up. I have seen some people have already got theirs. Obviously there's been Royal Mail strikes this week. I'm hoping mine will probably be here Tuesday. Obviously it's coming from Ireland, so it takes a bit longer. So I think Tuesday, Wednesday. So hopefully I'll get that filmed this week. And I will also come on with a plans video for autumn. And then obviously it won't be too long before I get another So Hayley Jane. And as it is my birthday coming up, I have treated myself, and instead of getting the mini box, I have got the classic box this time. So I'm looking forward to that one arriving. Yes, so thank you very much for watching. Well done if you've managed to stick around this long, because I think this is quite a long vlog. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Bye. Treat. Benji. There you go. It's here. The problem is if I hold it out to you, you get my fingers because you're too excited by it. Oh, that was close. That's it. All gone now.